Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're firing up one of the most unique and legendary engines ever to hit mass production, the Mazda Rotary. I mean, that's a pretty radical question, right? But it's exactly what led to the development of the Wankel Rotary engine. It was a design that one, and really only one, car company would champion against all odds, creating this incredible legacy of high-revving, pistonless power. All right, so let's get right into it. To really get why Mazda's journey with this engine is so amazing, we've got to understand how this thing actually works. And you'll see it's this really cool mix of a wild idea and, believe it or not, some beautiful simplicity. And this right here is the whole game changer. Instead of pistons just slamming up and down in a really violent cycle, the rotary engine uses this beautifully simple, continuous spinning motion. It's truly elegance in action. Now, when you lay it all out like this, you really start to see the genius of it. I mean, look, far fewer moving parts. That means it's way smoother, there's a lot less that can break, and the whole package is super compact and lightweight. That's the secret sauce. That's how they could get so much power out of such a little box. So, check this out. This is how it all comes together. All 4 cycles of a normal engine, intake, compression, power, and exhaust, they're all happening at the same time in different parts of the engine, all driven by that one smooth, continuous spin of the rotor. It's brilliant. Okay, so that's the principle. Sounds great on paper, right? But how in the world do you take this theoretical dream and actually turn it into a production reality? Well, this is where we get to Mazda's huge gamble, taming this wild new technology. And let's be clear, this was a massive risk. We're talking about an engine that was totally unproven. It had so many problems that even the guy who invented it couldn't solve them. But Mazda, with that incredible spirit from Hiroshima, just decided, yeah, we'll take that on. And this right here, this was the killer problem. The seals at the tips of that spinning rotor would vibrate and basically claw up the inside of the engine housing. They literally called them the devil's nail marks. It was shredding engines from the inside out, and it looked like a total deal breaker. But then they cracked it. This was the breakthrough. Mazda's engineers figured out a new material for the seals, a carbon aluminum composite. And just like that, the devil's nail marks were gone. And that single innovation paved the way for the stunning Mazda Cosmo Sport in 1967, the world's first volume production rotary-powered car. So, with that huge problem out of the way, Mazda didn't just stop at making it work. Oh no, they decided to unleash this thing's true potential, creating a performance legend that would be famous everywhere, from city streets to the world's most demanding racetrack. And just look at this progression. It was relentless. The Cosmo proves it's possible. Then, boom, 1978, the RX-7 makes the Rotary a global icon. Then they add a turbo because why not? And it all leads to 1991, winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans. That's still the only time a Japanese manufacturer has won, and the only time a pistonless engine has ever won. And the amount of power they squeezed out of these tiny engines was just insane. To put it in perspective for you, the engine in the liter RX-8 was making a remarkable 178 horsepower per liter. For an engine that small, that is a crazy amount of power. I mean, there are big engines today that struggle to match that. And this was the final boss. The R26B engine was the absolute peak of rotary tack. They didn't just use 2 rotors this time. They built a custom 4-rotor monster just for Le Mans. It had all the bells and whistles, like these crazy variable intakes to get max power no matter how fast it was spinning. So, what do you get when you do all that? You get 700 horsepower, screaming its head off at 9,000 RPM. Can you even imagine that sound? That's what pushed the Mazda 787B to its historic and frankly shocking victory. But after hitting such incredible highs, that signature scream of the rotary engine just kind of faded away. For years, it was gone from showrooms completely. Look, these had always been the Rotary's weaknesses. As emission standards got tighter and gas prices went up, the thirsty, high-revving engine just couldn't keep up. For over a decade, it really seemed like the Rotary's story had come to an end. But in a classic Mazda move, the company found a completely new and very different job for its signature technology, one that played to all of the Rotary's strengths while minimizing its weaknesses. This was the comeback nobody saw coming. The Rotary was back, but not to power a sports car. Instead, its compact size and super smooth operation made it the perfect little onboard power station for an electric vehicle. And you gotta understand, this isn't the same old engine. The new 8C Rotary is a single rotor unit packed with modern tech. It's the first time ever a production rotary has used direct injection, which makes it way more efficient. And it's lighter, too. All these changes dramatically improve fuel economy, making it perfect for its new role as a generator. And this leaves us with one final, kind of crazy thought. After a lifetime defined by screaming red lines and racing glory, has one of history's most iconic performance engines found its ultimate purpose as the quiet, efficient partner to an electric motor? The Challenger spirit, it seems, is still spinning.